All right, this story is from WLBT. Attorney General Lynn Fitch says they will not be reopening the Emmett Till case, and this is the family's. This is the family replying to the decision.
Associated Press, Mississippi Attorney General's office is now saying it has no plans to reopen the Emmett Till case. This comes after an unserved warrant was found in Leflore County just last month. Our Quentin Smith speaks with Till's cousin about the AG's comments, and he joins us now in the studio with more on their reaction.
That's right, Maggie. So despite this unserved warrant being found, the AG's office says there's no new evidence to open the case back up and prosecute Carol Bryant Dunham. It's news that's not sitting well with Emmett Till's family.
This has everything to do with the history of Mississippi not willing to face the justice that this family so deserves.
Strong words from Emmett Till's cousin, Priscilla Sterling. This after the state's attorney general's office says it's not planning to prosecute Carol Bryant Dunham weeks after an unserved warrant was discovered charging Dunham, then husband Roy Bryant, and his brother-in-law, J.W. Milam, in Till's abduction in 1955 after the 14-year-old allegedly whistled at Dunham.
This is the state of Mississippi. It's time for mindsets to change. It's time to challenge this racist history that continues to lurk this state.
Following Till's murder, Milam and Bryant were arrested, but both men ended up being found not guilty. Sterling says a petition is now going around trying to gather enough signatures, putting pressure on the Leflore County District Attorney to serve the recently discovered warrant.
We're going to continue to put pressure on Dwayne Richardson in serving that warrant, convening a new grand jury to present all the evidence that the family have on hand. We have evidence more than just the memoir that she has, her family has allowed to come out, plus the arrest warrant with this information with the U.S. state senators being involved with the case for obstructing justice.
Dunham recently released a memoir saying she did not want Till killed. However, Sterling says she thinks it's just a tactic being used by Dunham to get sympathy.
Why would you wait 67 years after the fact to come and say, oh, I didn't want anything to happen to him? I don't want to hear that. That's irrelevant to me. We're going to deal with the issue at hand, and that is for her to be arrested.
Now, we reached out to the AG's office as well as the Leflore County District Attorney, Dwayne Richardson, who would be the person in charge of pursuing the case against Dunham. At this time, we are still waiting to hear back from both offices. Quentin Smith, 3 on your side.
All right, what do y'all think? Should the Attorney General have moved forward with reopening the case? Again, I have to go back. I'm so tired of hearing about the race aspect. It's so divisive, and we talk about it so much, and we're hung on to these things that happened in the civil rights era, as terrible as they are. We've got to move past that. Dredging up old racist stuff to be mad today because there's not enough racism to go around is very aggravating. But I believe that if there was a warrant, it should have been served, and there should be closure for the family. I just don't like using the race card to get what you want. That's just my opinion. All right, on the Matt Clark and Flowwood phone line. Hey, you're on there?
Clay, what happened to the people's grand jury that the new Black Panther Party said they were going to convene?
I don't know. I missed that. I kind of remember that.
They are such a joke, dude. I am sick and damn tired of these black hate groups, man. That's all they are. They're black versions of the Klan.
All the racism that they claim it still exists only exists on their side.
Yeah, and y'all's mayor's one of them.
Do what?
And y'all's mayor Chuckway's one of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, so
free to land.
Hi, but in all seriousness, man, that woman could she have been tried years ago? Yeah. Should she be tried now? It's not my place to say because I'm not an attorney, but if it was somebody in my family, I'd probably want to try it, if you want to know the truth.
Well, that's where I'm at with it. I mean, take all the race crap out of it. That's where I'm at. If it was somebody in my family, I'd want to try it.
But listen, I know back with I met Beckwith's grandson one time, and he was a piece of crap. There never was one. But, no, I'm sorry, his son. But make a long story short, if we tried that woman right now in the health she's in, that's why they don't want to try her. Because we'll be stuck paying the hospital bills. That's all it boils down to. When Beckwith, we tried him and he had cancer and he lived, 2 years? And it cost the state of Mississippi over $1 million to treat him.
Yeah, I mean, this lady, I don't know, man. I can make a million different arguments for both sides of the story.
She's going to get her. She's going to get hers one day. She's going to have to face her judge before too long. So, I mean, if you try her, you do. If you don't, no, it's a tough one.
It is.
You know? But hey, have a good day.
Hey, you too, brother. Thank you. Hit the nail on the head. She's gonna get her trial sooner rather than later. You know, before God, she's gonna get that opportunity to discuss what happened, because he knows what happened. So she's gonna get that opportunity to talk about that when she gets there, and it's not up to us to decide. Should she have been tried then? Yes, absolutely. Now, I still say yes, but I just don't. I'm just so tired of it having to be about race. Can it just be about a little boy got killed, and she was allegedly part of the reason why? I say allegedly because it's not proven, and the other people were found innocent. But I'm gonna tell you what, criminals, quit writing memoirs and selling your stories to magazines after you get off killing somebody, telling them that you did it or how you would have done it or whatever. Y'all are stupid. Why would you do that? My goodness, that is stupid. On the Guns and Gear text line from Sylvia, she says, no, it's a done deal. His family is joining the bandwagon of money for racism. That family needs to move on and stick. I'm sick of this issue of racism. It needs to be about the law, not race now. And that's the vibe I get too. I think that the family would benefit greatly from a new trial financially. It would bring it back into the spotlight. It would be another show trial for America to rally around and keep racism fired up and ginned up. You know, your Benny Thompsons of the world, your Chalkways of the world, your Al Sharptons, Jesse Jacksons, all these people of the world, the black for a living folks would be all fired up. They'd raise a ton of money on it. And that's the part I can't get behind. But if we're talking about just the law here and doing what's right, there should be a trial. But to see the people that would benefit from it nauseates me to no end. Am I allowed to fall on both sides of this argument? I mean, I don't know how else to do it. I got to go with what's in my heart and my gut, and it says, you know, you have a trial to bring closure to the family. But then I think about what the family's trying to do. People that never knew Emmett Till, you know, he was 15, and these people that are in their 40s, they were not alive on this earth at the same time. They're trying to benefit from this because they're from the same family tree. But at the same time, I have sympathy for them for what happened to their family. So, confusium. It's one of those hard. There's not a yes or no, right or wrong answer. You can make an argument for both sides. Let's go on and take our break real quick so we can come back and have a few more minutes extra to end the show today. This is the Clay Edwards Show on 103.9 WYAB. All right, welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. And, well, just as I was getting ready to read y'all a little news story, I see that I believe we have Thomas on the Mac Hike of Flowood phone line. Hey, you're on there.
Hey, you know how you say the soul of America. What's that?
What is the soul of America? Yeah. Well, you know, trying to be good, Christian-based country, God, faith, not killing babies, not killing each other, you know, not lobbing off our wee-wees for men to become women, you know, not teaching critical race theory in schools, you know, good stuff like that, you know, putting not tearing down statues.
Right, I never heard of the soul of America. I never paid that any attention, but I hear it on the beginning of your radio station. I think Joe Biden was saying that when he was running, we fighting for the soul of America, right?
I don't know. I thought he said "Build Back
yeah,
Better."
I mean, that was one of his campaign slogans or whatever.
I mean, Jackson's called the city with soul, and we know this ain't got no soul.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about America. So, a guy told me, a black guy, I was talking to him about, racial issues and things like that, and problems, economic problems in Mississippi. He said Mississippi is not gonna never change because they want it to be like that. Because Mississippi is the soul of America.
Let me ask you this:
And I always thought about that. I think about that. I said, what do he mean by Mississippi is the soul of America? They don't never want it to change. So I ask you a question right here. Now, Lynn Fitch, she's saying that she's not going to prosecute that later.
Correct.
How does she have that much power? Don't the DA of Leflore County supposed to bring that lady to justice, right?
Well,
or she overruled that?
Yeah, look, I don't want to get here and lie to you about how the legalities of that work. I would have to get an expert on.
But Lynn Fitch said no.
Correct.
But Lynn Fitch ought to be ashamed of herself. She really need to walk around with her head down, because you can look at Lynn Fitch and tell something wrong with her. And racism do exist in Mississippi as well as the United States, as well as this world. So don't try to play like racism don't exist and white privilege don't exist. Look at Hunter Biden all over the internet with crack. Tell you white.
Hey, no, I'll tell you what. We 100. I even did a video about that and called it.
That's white privilege.
It absolutely.
A lot of people say, "Oh, white privilege don't exist." When there's no such thing, people your age.
It only exists for white Democrats. It only exists for white Democrats.
That's white privilege. A lie. Look at Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
Look at this lady, Carol Bryant. She is about to walk because she's white. Let me just be straight up.
I want to ask you. I want to ask you a question. Hold on. Let me ask you one now. How do black folks look at the Hunter Biden, the president of the United States' son, who himself was a huge part of the crime bill that sent so many African Americans or black folks to jail, whatever you want to say, in the 80s and 90s? He was such a huge part of that because of crack. And here we are with video of him weighing out crack and smoking crack all over the place, and he doesn't even acknowledge it, and his son sits front row at the White House press conferences. How does the average black American feel about that? With all the credit y'all took for electing Biden.
But a lot of black people don't even pay attention to that, just to be honest with you, especially black people in Mississippi. They don't pay attention to nothing. We got to wait for people waiting for Chicago to come down here and Detroit to help us here in Mississippi against y'all.
Well, woke as hell, but why to sleep?
Because they still plantation minded down here, and that's what's wrong. That's why I guess that guy said Mississippi is the soul of America. They want to keep a reminder there in these 50 states of how it used to be. Okay, so that's what we're fighting for. I guess the Mississippi, That's what I would think.
We are Operation Human Shield.
It's the soul of America, especially today when they don't want. Basically, Lynn Fitch may be supporting critical race theory. They don't want to talk about Emmett Till no more.
There's a lot of people on the conservative side that think Lynn Fitch is a Democrat playing Republican.
I don't know what she is, but I know she's dead wrong.
Thomas, I got to go. Thank you.
Case.
See you tomorrow. See y'all tomorrow.
Thanks for listening. Tune in tomorrow at 7 a.m. as the Clay Edwards Show discusses all that is going on in and around the city of Jackson.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Right here on 103.9 WYAB.